Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm going to give you an opportunity to enter the room. So we're going to get started a few minutes later. If you guys are hashtag replay gang, please check down below to see the timestamp of when the episode starts. I always end up forgetting to put the timestamp. So just kind of fast forward, 7 to 10 minutes if by the time you look or when you look down there, there is no response. Hello, Rebecca. Hi, Tammy. And hello, it's unique. Or sorry, I needed my glasses. Hello, it's Nique, Nique. I don't know. Neek Neek? It's Neek Neek? Is that what it is? Hello. Just gonna let some more people get into the room. Renee Ramsterdam, hello. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, y'all. We've got Mickey in the house, Quasimodem, Ashley, Lynn J or Lindsay J, hello. Oh, you know what I need to check out of the bio is my P.O. box. I haven't checked that in like forever. I need to go check it. There's probably nothing in it. But Annie, Summer of Dragonfly, Lala, hello, Lily, Danielle. You have to do as the lady says. Give it a thumbs up. Thank you, Summer of Dragonfly. I absolutely appreciate that. Christelle, hello. Martine, hello. Donna from Toronto, hello. Jackie, hello. Thank you. You know what? I'm feeling real brassy today. I'm feeling real bold and real brassy. So I'm going to put this across if y'all want to join the conversation, please email me at justcallmewa@gmail.com and I will send you the link and you can join, especially if you have something to say about Balal. I want any and all. Any and all. Any and all. Oh my God, Rebecca, thank you so much. And I forgot to mention Elizabeth Troy. Thank you so much for last week's Venmo. Thank you. Rebecca, thank you so much. I absolutely appreciate that. You're so generous. Little queen, thank you. So yes, if you would like to join, you'd like to give your opinion, please email me. Renee's ready. Renee is ready to hear everybody's thoughts. Resident Trini. Oh, Soka Addict. Okay, tell us about the 2x4, Soka Addict. Tell us. You know what I'm saying? When she said, as we said, you don't want me to go with what'd she say? My Trini. You don't want me to go Trini on you or something. It's so funny how like all different cultures feel like their brand of spicy or their brand of like telling somebody off is like different than the American brand. I'm like, believe me, he's heard it from his family over and over again. He's surrounded by Black women. So it doesn't matter if it's Trini Black woman or whomever Black woman. You know what I'm saying? Balal is used to getting it because he wrong. Should we just start with him? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. If y'all want to join, please email me. I'm checking my email right now. No one has emailed me. I'm waiting. If y'all want to join the conversation. Okay, let's see. Let's take this down. Again, Rebecca, thank you so much for that Venmo. Super, super generous. Yazelle, Just Jamie, hello. Welcome to the room. Hard to know. Thank you so much. Give us a thumbs up. Doris Delaney is in the house. Hello. Let's see who else. Anyone new come in? We've got 81 people in the room. Nolar, thank you so much for being here. I've never seen your name before, Nolar, but thank you. Thank you for being here. Wah. And I'm sure we all agree, does the best impressions. I don't have anyone to do an impression for. There's no real impressions. Like until I get more of Miona and her nonsense. Let's see who else. I'll do Benny, obviously, right? Ari, Ari, and see, she gets upset. Ari, like that's my Benny. But otherwise, I don't have any for so far. Can't join multitasking. Multitasking, read, working. No, I understand. I understand. I'm just anyone wants to come in. AK, hello. Commander Snuggles, hello. Oh, Nola Rola. I understand now. I understand now. Thank you. Thank you, Commander Snuggles, for explaining it to me. Yeah. I just saw Nolar. You know what I'm saying? Like only because I was looking at the capitals. But now I get it. She's a Nola Rola. That's so cute. That's so cute. And I'm so dumb. Thank you so much for helping me out with that. I miss Lacey, but then she comes up with another. John Sean is so upset. I don't know. I can't do it because I have to like. You're welcome, the Nola Rola. Nola Rola. I love it. Hi, Desiree. How are you? Oh, no problem. No problem. I understand. All right, we're at 100 people. I'm ready to go. If y'all are ready to go, let's wait for a solid 2, 1. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 day. Oh, no. Whoop. This is not the right show. Let's start again. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé. This is season 9, episode 2, something hoax. Oh, what is it? Hoax? Home to hoax? Sweet hoax. If you are new to my channel, my name is Wah. My internet is not working. Hold on. Come on, come on. There we go. A little better, a little better. If you're new to my channel, my name is Wah. I do recaps of relationship reality television show, such as 90 Day Fiancé and a lot of its iterations, as well as Love is Blind. I've watched Ultimatum, so if you guys want me to talk about the Ultimatum, I'm ready. I do Married at First Sight sometimes. Like I'm just all over the place. If it's about love and it has some travel or it has some new things in it, like Love Off the Grid, I am into it, especially if it's a Matt Sharp production. Let your girl know, and she will try to binge it and give you all her opinion. If you would like to join the Just Call Me Juan family, go on ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Since you're in the room, go on ahead and give us a thumbs up. We will be doing lives every Monday when we talk about this season, or when I talk about this season of 90 Day Fiancé. And let's jump right into this episode. Oh, and as you can see below, if you are interested in joining the conversation, please email me at justcallmewa@gmail.com. I will see that and I will send you the link and you can join backstage. You can either do audio, you can do video, but if you want to talk about a specific couple, let me know and I'll let you in, okay? And here's some other information. If you'd like to give your girl a tip, you can do so there as well. So there's a lot happening in this live today. So I hope you guys participate. I hope you have a good time. Let's jump right in. I mean, I can't wait to talk about this couple because they need to be spoken about because I have so many thoughts and emotions and feelings about it. So we're going to start with Balal and Shaida. Look at that name. How does that say shy? Shaeeda? The name looks like Shaida. I don't understand. But anyways, let's back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Okay. First, we start off with Lal. I don't know. His sister has disappeared, right? Did we not see him, his sister, in that painter's van, and then or a panel van, as Shaida referred to it as a panel van. I'm gonna love her accent. I'm just gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. So he gets to the airport. His sister is nowhere to be found. He parks the van. He gets out. He goes into the airport and he is nervous as all get out. He's so nervous that he doesn't even see her or be like, he's like, is that her? I'm like, you mean the woman with the head wrap and the Trini flag in her hand? You need glasses, bro? So he's like, oh my God, is that her? They meet each other. They've only ever seen each other in person one time for like 7 days, and there's a lot of nerves. I can tell she's super nervous. I can tell that he's nervous. By the time she gets in front of the camera, though, she's ready to go. She's ready to go. She's like, I'm really nervous. I can't wait to get to know him and meet him again because this is all very new, but let's go. So he takes her bags, and which she has very little baggage. For someone who is moving to the US, I have a listen, for whatever reason, because of the amount of baggage that she had, it led me to believe that this woman came here on a tourist visa. Like, I don't believe that they have the K1 process. Am I the only person? Did anybody else peep that? Like, I really was like, where are all her bags? Like, mama, are you moving to the US or are you vacationing? What's happening? She had like one Victoria's Secret, like, bag, and then maybe one little rolly. I'm like, where's everything? I mean, I know she's a yoga instructor, so maybe it's just a bunch of yoga pants and whatnot. But I mean, her clothes can't be that little bit of stuff. It's just ridiculous. So anyways, they get there, and there's his huge white van, and then there's like a Chevy, like a Chevy Malibu or whatever. So she sees the Chevy Malibu, and like I don't know if she is underwhelmed, but I could tell that she wasn't okay with the Chevy Malibu. But she was willing to accept it because she's like, you never know. This could just be his travel car. Maybe he didn't want to pick me up in the Beamer. And at first, he goes to open the door for her, and she's like, oh, you guys, drive on the wrong side of the road. So I'm like, oh, in Trinidad, do you guys drive on that side of the road? And interesting. It's like British, huh? Huh? Cool. So then she makes that comment, oh, you guys drive on the wrong side of the road. And then he opens up the passenger door of the van, and she's like, oh my God, I thought we were gonna get in this van. This car. And he's like, no. So he still has this stupid ruse that, she should be grateful for whatever it is that he picks her up in, because if she isn't grateful for it, then that means that she only wants him for his money. Okay, that's a stretch. So anyway, she gets into the van. He puts her items in the van, but she gets into the van first, right? And she looks in the back, and it's nonsense back there. And she's like, Bilal, you don't put my stuff on this, did you? You don't put my stuff in the rubbish or whatever, the trash, And he's like, that's not trash. And I'm like, how do you know what it is, Bilal? This is not actually your truck. How do you know what's back there? So she has to take all her luggage, and she sits it on her lap because she doesn't want it in there in the back. And then she says, you know what, babe, I'm uncomfortable with this, and I'm going to be honest with you, you've lost some points. And he says, well, you've lost some points with me too. And I said, okay, you two, don't have a point system, because you guys are setting yourself up for disaster if you do a point system, because then you guys are just going to be dinging points, giving points, taking points. And if truly this marriage is going to work, that point system, I think, needs to be dissolved right away. But I was mad at him for saying that, because here's the truth. This idea that Americans have that these foreigners need to be grateful for whatever nonsense is thrown their way. Like, just because you come from another country means that you have to accept whatever the American throws at you, because then otherwise you're not there for the right reasons. I could love somebody boots the house down, but I'm not going to go and live in a place that makes me uncomfortable. So yes, maybe if I decided to move to Belize and someone had put me in a shack, I'd be like, unfortunately, I cannot live here. I love you, but we are going to have to get another home. And how dare you bring me to your country, ask me to leave my life in my country to come to your country so that I could live in a shack. No, that's just not what I'm used to. It's not what I'm going to accept. Okay. So they get to the house. And he first, before they even get to the door, he's like, oh, do you like this neighborhood? And she's like, it's quaint. Also, we don't really know as Americans what image foreigners have of the US. Miona says that the image that a lot of people have of the US, and so does Guillermo, he says the same thing, is that America is this paradise, this place where you can go and get anything you want. And when they said paradise, I thought to myself, Does no one know what paradise means? Because to me, the Dominican Republic is paradise. To me, a Caribbean country with, beautiful weather and sunshine and wonderful beaches and warm water. To me, that is paradise. The US, it's a good land of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We've got amber waves of grain, you know, but like, is it paradise? Girl, for those of us who are stressed out, it's not. For those of us who go to work and before you get out of the car, you're like, that's not paradise. Okay. I'm just going to say it. So they get out of the car, and then all of a sudden, Matt Sharp and his production team has to point all the little things that are wrong with the house. We get inside of the home, and I can't quite tell. Listen, every state has tract homes, right? And a lot of times these homes are built in the 40s and the 50s, and they're really built for the men who are coming home from World War II. And they have few bedrooms, one bathroom, one main living space, and like every other room is small, right? So we walk into this space, and Bilal says in his confessionals that this house hasn't been lived in 15 years. So this house is dusty, musty, and rusty. It is. A house that hasn't been lived in 15 years smells a certain way. There is space for animals to reside, whether or not the animals have been chased away, whatever. But when a house hasn't been lived in for 15 years, there's a lot that needs to happen. Also, someone tell me why that front bedroom had those weird doors that had a padlock on it, and the only thing that was in that space was a giant ass bed. Someone tell me why she had to like skirt around the bureau to get into the bathroom. It's like he didn't even try to set up the humble beginnings as though a person lives there. It was like, this is the place where all of the family puts the furniture they don't want. Or this is the place where if you have a visitor coming, a family from out of state, you just have them stay there. This is like a bad Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot that needed to happen. And for you to try to pretend to prank her or trick her into believing that this is where she will be living doesn't make any sense, because you didn't set the house up as though anyone lives there. That couch with that, I don't know, what was it, like a blanket over it? I mean, all she has to do is lift that blanket up and find out what that couch really looks like. And so I really do truly believe that her response was warranted. She says, Bilal, you deceived me. You came to Trinidad as though you had all this money, but the truth is that you don't have any money, which is fine. But tell me that. Tell me what I'm walking into. If I'm walking into a man who is fronting on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? And that's what his wife said. His wife said, how are you going to trick her? Or she didn't say that, but the wife is like, you stunt on Facebook. And he's like, I don't stunt on Facebook. And then Shaida's like, when you came to see me in Trinidad, you had on suits, you had a nice belt, you had a nice watch, you had Louis Vuitton luggage. This house is not the house of a man who should be spending money on Louis Vuitton luggage. So it's not about the fact that he portrayed himself as making more money. It's about the fact that he actually is broke. Well, he's not, you know what I'm saying? But he's presenting himself as though, not that he's broke, I wouldn't say that, but that he chooses not to spend his money on his home, on his decor, on presenting something warm and lovely for her. He would rather buy Louis luggage than make the house livable or nice for her. Because that's what I would think. It's like, you spent all this money flossing in Trinidad, but then you're bringing me back to this house, and you didn't even bother to get the roof fixed before I got here. Here, take this ring back. Take it back, okay? And sell it and call someone to fix this roof. That is what needs to happen. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right? I'm right. I'm right. It's like, I'm really disappointed in her. My internet has gone out again, but I'm really disappointed in her, and this is the way that she's reacting. No, she's not reacting to the fact that you brought her to this hovel. And he's like, oh, it's really offensive to me because this is where I grew up. I'm like, yo, mama didn't keep this house like this, boy. Don't put this on your mother. Your mother and your father did not have you living in this house that needs repairs. So don't make it seem like this is the environment you grew up in. No, 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 no. Because don't put that on your mother. Your mother had, I'm sure, baubles and doodads all over the walls. I'm sure there was pictures. I'm sure that couch was looking better. There is no, 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 no. Okay? No. So, anyways, um, I just was like, do I even need to look at my notes? I just went in. Oh, so then he's like, oh, let me get you some food. And she's like, can you afford food? And he's like, I'm like, yes, Bilal, what did you think? What did you think? Did you really think that she would be like, oh, babe, thank you so much for bringing me to America? It's okay, there's a hole in the wall. It's okay that, everything is musty in here. It's okay that the kitchen doesn't look like anybody has cooked in it in years. It's okay. I'm grateful to be here because in Trinidad, I live in a shack in the trees. So in Trinidad, I have to, fight for fruit from the monkeys. Like, what does he want? He has to know where she's come from. I'm pretty sure that he's met her family or at least seen her home or something. Ross. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, they just say, oh, so grateful. Back home, I have to go fetch water from the well. So I love that there's running water here, Bilal. Thank you so much. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Like, just like, girl, leave this girl alone. Anyways, so he orders some food, and I guess it's catfish, green beans, and spaghetti. Now that must be some Kansas City shit because I did not know what she was eating. I said catfish, green beans, and spaghetti. So black people will add spaghetti to meals when it doesn't require it. Spaghetti is a whole meal by itself, but there's a certain faction of black Americans who eat spaghetti as a side dish. Just like there's certain factions of America who eats macaroni and cheese as the main dish. Black people eat baked macaroni and cheese, baked, let me put that out there, baked macaroni and cheese as a side, okay? And there are people who do the Kraft macaroni and cheese or the Velveeta macaroni and cheese that's soupy, that's not baked, not soupy, but, creamy. And they will have that as their main dish with like a veggie on the side. I'm not saying either is wrong, but I do feel weird about people having spaghetti on the side. I think spaghetti is a whole ass meal, okay? What you should have is like spaghetti, maybe like a salad, a veggie, and like maybe some bread if you wanted to add a little extra. But like catfish, spaghetti, and green beans, it's just such an odd combination to me. Maybe it's a Kansas City thing. So, so this edible underwear just took my mind to another place. Quasi, quit trolling me. I'm talking about Mickey. I'm talking about something specific, and here you go with something random. Zelle, why was I questioning? Is this food halal? That's what I wanted to know too. Oh, Christelle, yes. Spaghetti is a side. Oh, Christelle, tell us more. Tell us more about this faction of black folks who put spaghetti as a side because it's not. It is a meal on its own. Shaida was probably thinking that she would never see chicken roti again. Oh, listen. I'm trying to get some Trini cabbage. I heard that's bomb too. My cousin, when I first moved to New York, was like, "There's no Trini spots in LA. There's no Trini spots," and I'm like, "No, there's no Trini spots, boo. Like, I don't know about Trinidadian food at all." Oh my God, it's a church fundraiser meal, says Ashley. Woo! Spaghetti as a side is different. You know what I'm saying? It's not a side, but it's different. I just had that for lunch. Ow! Where are you at? I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Hi, Miss Iffy. Good. Oh, it's evening where you're at. Hello. It's 11 a.m. here. So hello. Good evening to you as well. Day 1 spaghetti is a meal. Day 2 spaghetti is a side. Okay. So then you order food from a restaurant and they give you day 2 spaghetti as a side? Couldn't be me. Bilal spent 7 days in Trinidad. I know this lady and her family treated him well. I saw how she lived and put her in a worse position than she used to. He needs to stop. I agree. Catfish seems appropriate for the situation. Jessica, come with it. Come with me. Thank you, Jessica. Yes. Yes. Fake, fake, fake. Anyways, I love spaghetti too much for it just to be a side. I love spaghetti too much for it to be a side. I read that very weird, so we had to say it again. All right, so yeah, I just was like really upset with him, and then I think the next episode they're gonna go to his mother's house, which is a nice house. So now I'm like, how are you gonna like how? Listen, if I date somebody and I go to their house, and if they're not living in an apartment, if they have a home and the home is kind of run down, and then I go to their parents' house and their parents has a better home, I often think to myself, well, what choices did you make? Because you came from people who made decent choices. So what choices are you making? Is what I want to know. But we'll see. She has an attitude, and they get ready. The thing that threw me the most off is that front bedroom with that like French door. I mean, not French door, but those doors are for a closet, right? Closet doors that cover the bedroom, and there was a padlock on it. Well, I mean, why don't you just build a door? Because having those like doors that you pull out like this and then you close like this and then the little padlock on it, I just was like, this is real tacky for no reason. This is real tacky for no reason. Okay. She called it a 2x4. He needs to sell them suits, girl. Okay. The next couple that we are going to talk about, Guillermo and Cara. I was super impressed with Cara this episode, you guys. She speaks Spanish and very well, to the point where I was like, either she learned, like she picked it up very quick with her 8 months in the Dominican Republic, or low key, one of her parents might be Latino or Latina. You know what I'm saying? The way the Spanish was just like rolling off of her tongue was great. And like even the fact that she knew the word for octopus. Like it's one thing to be able to go and like hold kind of a conversation, but to like know like random words like octopus, it's a lot. Like so I'm always very envious and always very bravo for anybody who speaks two language, and I love the fact that the American in this instance is speaking the language as well. It was cute. So we pick up where they're in the cab after she's just landed. He's hugging on them thighs, girl, hugging on that booty, and they seem really, really like loving towards each other, right? And it's given me a lot of Amber and Daniel from Love in Paradise, except for Cara's not as angry at Daniel as Cara's not as angry as at Guillermo as Amber was with Daniel, but it's really loving and great. And I had a hard time remembering that Guillermo was 23 years old. There was such a amount of maturity about him that I was really enjoying. And he takes her to like a place to have dinner because it's their last night, his last night in DR, and his brother shows up. His brother is very handsome. The friend with the contacts was cute, and it was just they had a good time. But then they started to make fun of her because of the spanky panky or panky spanky relationship that they have, which is, I guess, a very specific term for a brown Latino man to be dating a white woman, a white American woman who has money and who's like going to take care of. So I'm like, this is all of Molly's situation. Like this is all a Daniel and Amber situation. And we've had a couple of white women from the US go to the DR and find them some love. You feel me? So there's been a lot of spanky panky going on. But the brother says, take care of Guillermo. And Guillermo's having mixed feelings about, leaving his brother behind, because the last time he had to leave a country, it was in a different way. They're really nervous about the passport because they don't want to run into any immigration people who don't know that the Venezuela and America have an agreement right now. And so it's just like a nice night. There's no arguing. It's lovely to see them having a good time. The only conflict is that Guillermo feels some kind of way about Cara and her brother, kind of making fun of their relationship dynamic. He really wants Cara to see him as the man that he is. And I had to laugh a little bit at that, because as much as he's giving me maturity, 23, I can't call any 23-year-old person a man. I mean, yes, if you commit a crime, you're a full man. But if you're dating me, you're a child. So I really enjoy it. Lala says Guillermo and his brothers are fine. Listen, they look good. They look good. That's a good looking family. Okay. Yes, Renee, it was refreshing to see some fun loving moments on 90 Day Fiance. It really was. It was nice. It was really nice. So what did Ram say? I had a bit of a problem with her seeing his sweet little face comment. He isn't a cat, right? It's just, yeah, I think that I would be in trouble for that too, because I would be like, you are a bebe. So there's that. I loved the fact that Kara said something that really resonated with me. So they get on the plane the next day, hugs at the airports, and they're really nervous. They get pulled aside by immigration, and everything ends up being okay at the end. And once they land in the US, Kara has a lot of anxiety because she says that she is really, really nervous about his experience. She's nervous about how he's going to fit in with her friends and family, how he's going to get along in the US because he can't work for a while. And she really wants his transition to be smooth. And I freaking loved that, because a lot of times these Americans never think about the foreigner's experience of being in the US, like how hard it is for them to have left everyone and everything that they know to come and sit up in someone's house, shack, apartment, roach infested or no, Beamer or not, house for 6 months to a year without being able to work or do anything but rely on that person. I mean, and it's especially awkward when they have to move in with the parents, because a lot of times the parents don't have a clear idea of what the foreigner is going to do as well. We saw the same thing with Pau and Russ. We saw it with Julia and Brandon. We saw it with, I mean, so many couples that when they move to the US and you move in with the parents, it's very rare that the parents are like, okay, let me pave the way and make it a smooth, beginning for this person who I'm just getting to know. It's just like, they're like, get out on the farm and start feeding the chickens. You got to get up at 7 a.m. You can't leave here for free. It's like a lot of that. And I'm like, this person just got here. Like, let them settle in and let them like realize what crazy ass life choices they just made. So anyways, that's it for Kara and Guillermo. I really do think that they're going to be the palate cleanser / super boring / also probably fake relationship of the season. But as long as they keep it short with them and, Kara is serving looks, because I really do enjoy a redhead. I mean, you guys know this about me, right? I love her hair. So I'm always interested in her makeup. I'm always interested in what she's gonna do. Like, I love it. I like her naturally, so I want to continue to like her. And I think Guillermo is very good looking. You know what I'm saying? So they're easy on the eyes, those two. And so I hope that it's good stuff going forward. Okay, so let's pull out for does anyone want to join the conversation? I think nobody emailed me, so I'm gonna take this down, but you can if you want to. Okay, so the next couple that we are going to talk about are Emily and Kobe. All right, so let me get my notes because I put them away. Emily and Kobe. I didn't take any notes on that, girl. Who knows? Who knows if I took notes? They were boring. Oh yeah. Here's what I put for their notes: picking out lingerie, dinner with friends, mom bod. That's all I put because it was kind of boring. So in this segment, we first get a glimpse of Emily being super, super nervous about her body. And because when she met that man 2 years ago, her body was completely different than it is now. And I kept being like, it's not that different, is it? It's not that different. And then I realized this episode that it truly, truly has transformed. It truly has transformed. So I do understand why she's nervous about it, because The last time he saw her, she was probably like a size 10, size 8, and flat tummy, and just like different, just a completely different person, like titties different, everything different, right? She's still breastfeeding, she's her body is softer than it once was, and there's just so much pressure for women to look a certain way, and she's really feeling it right now. So she's looking for some lingerie. That every single piece of lingerie that she picks out looks like it's too small. And so I had a hard time like supporting her in this because I was like, girl, what? Those, everything that you just pulled out is too small. So put that all back in. And this nightie looks good. I like the nightie, but everything else was just like, girl, what are you picking out? Are these like fake clothes that you're planning on returning? Anyways, so her and her sister, who they are polar opposites, but her sister still supports her. They're going through to see like what kind of sexy things she can do because she has decided to keep a secret. I mean, if you've watched this show, you have to know that you can't keep secrets, especially if you're in a long distance relationship. So the original plan was that the baby was going to come with her to the airport, but because of COVID-19, I think she said, and some other stuff, she didn't necessarily want to bring him, but also because she feels like, you know what, Kobe doesn't realize that he's going to be moving into this house and there's going to be 5 adults here and a baby, and we're going to have this baby in between us every single night for the rest of our lives. And so I want to have one night with him solo dolo. So he knows that the baby isn't going to be at the airport, but he thinks he's going to still see the baby day one. And so she's keeping that from him. And I'm like, why? Just tell him. I wouldn't want, if I haven't seen my baby in 2 years, I want to see my baby. Like, yes, I want to see you. That's great. But I want to hold my progeny. I want to hold my living DNA. So it does not make any sense that she would not tell him that. She has to know that he would want to see that baby. So she gets her stuff together. The baby's staying with her parents, and she's like, "I'm so grateful my parents are taking care of of the baby." And I'm like, "That's their baby. That is their baby. Of course they're gonna take care of that baby for one night. That's their baby." Like, oh, I'm so grateful for my sister. I'm like, what? Go ahead and go. Give me that baby. I'll take care of this baby. It's my baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their family. Why would they be like, oh, she shouldn't go without the baby? Like, no. So, anyways, she goes to meet her friends first, and she says that her and her friend are wild, and they would like bet on how many numbers that they could get while at the bars. And I was just like, okay, it was never my lifestyle. But these two have now calmed down, and they're just talking about what sex is going to be like, what everything is going to be like now, that Kobe is in the picture again, and how nervous she is. So it's just a lot of like her being super nervous. So she's at the airport again, super, super nervous. They see each other, they hold, they hug, and she's like, he looks good. That thing we've been seeing her say on the promos the whole time. Oh, you look so good. And so she says it, she does it, and we're like, oh, it happened. He looks so good. And then he's like, she looks good. She's gained weight. And she's like, and then we think there's going to be some kind of resolution, but no, there's no resolution to that. He's just really excited to be in the US, really excited to see his son. And then he finds out on the ride home that he's not going to see his son. And we have a confessional of him saying that, she's being a little selfish. And here's the truth. She is, I don't necessarily think she's wrong for wanting to do what she wants to do. She's right, but she should have explained that to him so that he could truly understand what his life is about to turn into. So I think that's it. The next couple that we are going to talk about is a new couple we got introduced this episode, which was Yvette and Mohammed. My internet is a little weird, so I was just waiting for it to be better. What are you guys talking about? Tammy said something that everybody agrees with. She's going to be pregnant by the end of the season. Yeah, I heard that as well. Yeah. I heard that as well. All right, so let's get in on Yvette, or she wants to be called Eve. Eve is a licensed acupuncturist and healer, or something else, some kind of other like sound healer or something, who lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now, I spent 2 weeks in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I didn't see Eve. I didn't see what's her face from John and what's her face with the little baby Lucy. Didn't see any of those people. But I feel a little kindred spirit in that one. I love the fact that in Albuquerque, New Mexico, there's a large like Native American population. Like it just fills my heart with joy. And so she says that she's Native, and so part of her like spirituality and everything comes from her culture and her ancestry. She has a 12-year-old son who is special needs, and God bless it, has stage 2 kidney disease, Down syndrome, and autism. I mean, just hit with a trifecta. She has to put a catheter in him every 3 hours. That poor boy. So she's like, you know what? I was married to his father, and we divorced 7 years ago. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he was 5 when they divorced, because she really felt, having a disabled child or having a special needs child hits everybody differently. And the dad did not, I guess, do the best job of supporting her through this, and being supportive of each other. And so she felt like, if she was going to be a single mom while married, she might as well just actually be a single mom. And so she divorced and started focusing on herself and the things that she needed, became a yogi, got where she needed to be spiritually. And she says that she never felt angry or anything against her son. She just more felt like it was a gift and an honor to be able to help him through life. And I thought that that was such a lovely, lovely way of saying that. A lovely way of saying that. And I God bless her for that. So she's 48 years old, and she or 47, and she's with 25-year-old Mohammed, who looks like Omar's brother. You remember from Omar and Avery? He's fine. She says that he DM'd her and they've been talking, and then she went to Egypt and they got engaged. He gave her a red ruby, and that was in 2019. And so for the last like 2 years, they have been trying to go through the K1V process because, COVID happened. And I said, listen, if I go anywhere and someone gives me a ruby, I'm fucking bringing them to the US. K1 visa, absolutely. A ruby? It's a ruby? Wow. Yes. So she says she's been relatively secret about her relationship because a lot of people judge her, including her best friend, who like eyelash was just doing what it wanted to do, but judged her because the friend has a 23-year-old son or a 25-year-old son, and she's like, I wouldn't necessarily be okay with my son dating a woman who's 48. I wouldn't suggest that. They're pretty immature. Yeah, no. And what do you guys think? I'm going to pose this question because we get it every single season, it feels like. There's always one person who gets with a Muslim Arab man, and then their family is so upset when the woman chooses to dress more conservative, when the woman chooses to let go of her sleeveless tops or her short skirts. And I just don't understand why. Why is it that us as Westerners have such a problem with women choosing to wear hijabs, or women choosing to dress moderate or conservative or modest? I mean, not moderate, modest. Like, why do we have such a problem with it? I just don't get it. I need somebody to tell, like, I need somebody to tell me what it is that you would think. Like, this is a grown woman getting with someone who gives her the love that she requires, and he asks her to dress more modest, and her friends are upset. So wait, am I going too fast? Let me get back to it. So she says that she doesn't like to tell people because she has to defend her relationship. So her friend is like, "Oh, you're giving away all those clothes, but like then you're not going to be you." I mean, I get where their friends are coming from, but at the end of the day, this is a grown ass woman. She's grown. She's not 21. If she were 21, then I would be like, okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. I mean, you can give your clothes away, but just know that you can always get out of it, okay? But as a 48-year-old woman, a mother of a 12-year-old, if she feels like it would make her intended more comfortable for her to dress more modest, and she's saying, I'm not going to convert, but this is the thing I could do to make him comfortable, then I'm going to do it. We all make concessions. And so she then meets with her girlfriends, okay? And they're having like brunch. They're having brunch. There's mimosas abound. There's wine. There's flights. You know what I'm saying? There's titties. There's lots of bold jewelry, lots of bold, chunky jewelry. There are eyelashes, there's hair. I mean, this squad is good looking, okay? The one with the bangs, bayangs, I said, okay, bitch, come through. Give us all the Native American teas, okay? Then we had the other one with the turquoise and the leather jacket. I said, come on, mama. Then we got the young one with the yellow. she, I, I was here for that friend group. I said, okay, ladies, act like you're on camera. You know I love it when the ladies act like they're on camera. I mean, eyeliner was right, lashes were good, bangs were great, jewelry was popping. That was a good group of ladies. What do you guys think? Hi, Nicole. So like they start to talk to her, she starts to tell them about Mohammed, and she reveals to me a little too much. I thought that she should not have revealed that he was a virgin. Because like, you know, he's gonna watch it, his family's gonna watch it, and it's just like she's like telling her friends that he's like, you know, I don't know. So she's like, there, I keep saying like, and I'm trying to get that out of my vocabulary, and I can never do it. I just can never do it. So she says that she's gonna, you know, only drink every so often. And her friends are like, her friends say, well, then you're changing everything about yourself. The truth is that whether or not you choose to drink, you're not changing everything about yourself. If you choose to dress a little differently, that's not changing your flair or your vibe. You could still have the same flair and the same vibe without your titties showing. Like, it's just clothing. And if it makes your partner more comfortable, all the better. They are behaving as though this man is asking her to join a cult. He's asking her to dress covered from neck to toe, and then be out in the fields like picking carrots for the commune. Like, that is not what's happening. Now, there problematic things. Yes, you want this 25-year-old man to help you with your 12-year-old special needs son. Absolutely. You're going to bring him to the US. What is he going to do? Are you going to be annoyed that he works out 7 days a week? Like, how is he going to help you and support you in your life besides dicking you down? These are valid questions that I'm asking, right? So it's like there are other questions to ask besides, are you sure you want to do this? Because then you're going to have to cover up and never drink again. I just feel like if you're going to argue with her about something, argue about something else. Because she's sitting there quiet because she knew that she was going to get this reaction, which is why she didn't tell anybody. And hell, it may not work, but it's her $5, $7, $12,000 to waste on him. It's hers to waste. Okay. If this woman wants to feel a little bit of something that this man gives her, I am in all support of that. I just want every woman to feel good and to feel the way that the TV, the fantasy tells us we should feel. And if Muhammad is going to give her that, cheers. Clementine says, my husband does not drink, so I never drink at home because I don't want to be tipsy with a sober spouse. But if I'm with a friend, I enjoy a glass. There we go. People tend to always give the side eye if you're converting into a new religion based on a man and woman. Because if the relationship doesn't work, then what? I guess. It's like, what does it matter? I think it's because she's doing this for a man. If she converted based on something else, like she woke up one day and had a revelation, then her family and friends would understand better. I get it, but she's not converting. She's just dressing more moderately to make him more comfortable. You don't want to talk about it yet. He reveals he's not a virgin anymore on international TV. I put on a freakum dress in a heartbeat when my man requests, and no one says a thing. He's sponsoring my life. Why not? And that's another thing too, is that I agree with you as well. Like if somebody that I'm dating were to ask me to wear a skirt, I'm gonna wear a fucking skirt. Like, but here's the truth. If I ask him to get a gold chain, he better get a gold chain. You know what I'm saying? Like we like I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with someone requesting that I do something. And then if I want to because it makes them happy, then like why can't I do that? If I'm fine with it, like why can't I do that? That person is giving me something and I want to give them back in return. And if me wearing a little skirt because they have easier access to my butt, then like I'm gonna wear that skirt. Or me wearing pants in public because they don't want other people looking at my butt, or like whatever. Okay, I'm gonna do that. But like whatever's happening at home better be great. You better be giving me all the attentions at home then. Anyways, maybe they associate dressing modestly for a man as a sign of her losing her independence and autonomy. Yes, but she's 48 and it's a choice. Like you have to trust that your friend isn't like brainwashed. And if they are brainwashed, you just need to be there at the end to support them. Like, I don't know. Like at a certain age, I started to realize that my friends were going to do what they wanted to do, regardless if I told them that it was a bad idea or not. Like by the time I was like 21, I recognized that women are socialized to kind of do whatever a man wants because we really just want a man or a partner in our lives to take care of us. These are I'm talking about very heteronormative set, concepts. So if you're outside of that, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about, you know, heteronormative like standards, right? Is this idea that all you want is a partner, a man, someone to love you and take care of you and value you and whatever. And so you're socialized to kind of give them whatever they want so that you can get that love and support from them. And so at 21, I realized that my friends were going to do whatever they wanted to do for their man. It didn't matter what I said. It didn't matter if I tried to like, in fact, even if I said something, it would put a wedge between us until she broke up with him or he broke up with her. Or, he turned out to be actual trash and I was right the whole time. But like, so in order to avoid those situations, I just stopped telling my friends what to do. And so that's why I'm like at 48, all these ladies need to understand that you just have to stop telling her what to do at this point because she's gonna do what she wanna do. So, anywho, let's move on to this last couple. This is straight from the desk of 90 Day the Melanated Way. She is our 90 Day Fiancé sleuth. If you would like any information about the 90 Day Fiancé world, the girl is on it. And let's move on to Jabri and do I have a picture of them? Oh, I don't. Jabri and Miona. I don't have a picture of Jabri and Miona. That shit is crazy. Well, here's Miona. And so for those of you guys who don't remember last week's episode, or for those of you guys who were confused last week when I referred to what Miona was doing is called blackfishing. So blackfishing is when someone who is not black um stages and or dresses in a way that would lead folks to believe that they are biracially black, like they're a black biracial. And so Miona is not black at all. She's straight up Serbian. I yeah. And so when she presents herself in these manners, there is this idea that she, is somewhat black, biracial, Afro-Latina, something, right? Not someone of, I don't know, or is we're Serbia? I don't know, but not somebody of Eastern European descent, which traditionally does not look like that. So this is what she had to say to all of us saying she was blackfishing. I'm Serbian. I will represent myself as such. I love my country, my people, and my my people. I'm born and raised there. I thought there was no need to clarify this because my country, we don't nonchalantly abuse other people without knowing anything about them. Yes, you do. What? Um, I don't have only Serbian genes. Based on my DNA test, I have both Mexican and Middle Eastern background. But I will always represent myself as Serbian because that's my culture. I have a question about that comment about being Mexican. Mexican is a very rich and wide variety of of DNA because like Mexico is a bunch of native people living their natural native Mayan fucking Aztec lives, right? And then the whites came, the Spaniards. Okay, the white Spaniards came to Mexico and colonized it. So like when people tell me that they have Mexican descent, I'm like, you got to break that down for me because most Mexican people are indigenous. And then if they're not indigenous, then they're a direct lineage of the colonizers. So like what does that mean? Are you native Mexican? And then I have and Middle Eastern. Okay. I will always represent myself as Serbian because that's my culture. Now please go donate, blah, 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 blah. She's trying to use her, celebrity, this new thing. When I was a kid, my country went through a war and bombing, and my parents made sure I didn't feel it. But that doesn't erase the fact that we barely had food to eat. What does that have to do with anything? My ancestors went through 500 years of occupation and slavery, and my parents survived a couple of wars on Yugoslavian soil. So don't even dare to think you know me because you saw me on a reality for 3 minutes. I'm sorry. What does that have to do with you pretending to be black? And then we go down to where she takes a picture of like what the Serbian folks looked like or dressed like, or like traditional hairstyles a couple, like 200 years ago or whenever black and white pictures were taken, like maybe like 60 years ago, not 260. And so like I'm looking at these hair and I'm like, yeah, you braided your hair. They braid their hair. But is that the same as this? She talks about somewhere that her grandparents or her grandmother made sure she knew how to braid hair. I'm like, a lot of cultures braid hair. I'm not, nobody's saying that your hair being braided is what it is. We're saying that you look like a black person here, that you are doing specifically like black and or African style of hair braiding up in a high pony. Like that and this do not equate to me. That and this are not the same. But anyways, that's what she has to say about that. Ooh, there's 48 comments. What do you guys have to say? Her whole essay is trying to connect to the black experience. Oh, is that what's going on? I was like, what is happening? But she has cornrows and braids in. Okay, girl, that's what I'm saying. Mexican means I'm lying in Serbian. So what? She's saying she's 1/13 Mexican, aka not Mexican. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just wanted to know. Indigenous and Spanish would have come up on her DNA test. Yeah, why would it say Mexican? Like, I mean, it would be over there in that area, but like, I don't know. I'm just confused. Like, it's just like that does not say like, oh, I could wear braids now. Middle Eastern, yes, I'm pretty sure there are some cultures in the like that have braided hair. Yes, but specifically what you're doing is the braided hair of Africa. Like, what? And the only reason why it's controversial, and let me say this because I know some people will be confused. The reason why it's controversial is because black hairstyles have been demonized in this country, particularly for most of black Americans' history here. Either it's the texture of the hair, or the length of the hair, or the style of the hair. Like black hair in its natural state or in a braided state is considered unkempt or ghetto or not professional. And so, very often, Black women and Black people who enter a very specific corporate space in this country have to straighten their hair in order for it to be seen as proper. Dreads couldn't even be in the workplace. Men had to keep their hair short. Women had to keep their hair styled and long and straight, or a wig. Oftentimes that's why black women used to wear wigs to work in like the 50s and the 40s and such, because trying to keep up with the white standard of what hair should look like was hard on us. It was hard. But we assimilated and we did what we had to do. And we even internalized some of that to the point where there's good hair and bad hair. You've got nappy hair and you've got straight mixed hair. There's all this stuff within the Black community that has been internalized because we have been taught in this country that our hair in its natural state is not good. Okay. It's not right. It's not professional. It's not good. So when people say, oh, if why do Black women get upset when white women wear braids, but Black women have blonde hair? It's because Black women were taught that in order to be seen as proper and pretty and nice and kempt is that your hair should be straight. And if you can pull off blonde, even better. Isn't it what gentlemen love blondes and blondes do it best and blondes have more fun? Even white women want to be blonde. Okay? Even white women want to be blonde. It is a thing. It is a thing throughout the culture that being blonde is being better. Having straight hair is better. Like it's only now that everyone is like all about natural hair and like your natural texture. So there are white women who have had curly hair that they've been trying to brush and straighten. And from that, what's that hairspray where the girl is like ironing her hair in order to get it straight? Like it's even affected non-Black people that having straight hair is the best. People have fried their hair trying to keep it straight. So that is the reason why it's like now, though, it's popular to have Black hair, do Black hairstyles, and you get some kind of social credit and media online like value from having that kind of hair texture. And Black women are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We've been over here having to choose whether or not we wanted to be professional or not, having to fight in order to be able to have dreads in the professional world for both men and women, having to fight to be able to have our own natural texture be out in the professional world. And all of a sudden it's on runways in Milan. All of a sudden it's like this thing, it's cool now. And we've fought for years to be able to just have our own lane, like just to create our own lanes. Like even, I don't know if this makes any sense for y'all who aren't American, but even in the US, there are two types of hairstylists. There are hairstylists who know how to do Black hair, and there are hairstylists who don't. When you go to school, they like teach you like this much about Black hair, but everything else is geared towards straighter styled hair. And then if you want to learn Black hair, you have to pivot. There's different hair shows. There's Black hair shows and there's non-Black hair shows. And now they're at the same places now because there's more inclusivity and diversity. But for the longest time, it was like one or the other. I can't just walk into like, what's that hair? What is those places called? Sam cuts or semi cuts? Or I can't walk into a corporate or like a franchised haircut place and just get my haircut. Like that's not the way it works for Black people. We have to go to people, mostly Black, who know how to do our hairs. So it's like for her to fight as though like she understands like what that is ridiculous. You are out here emulating a style that you like, but not understanding how hard people had to fight in order to get it to be seen as cool and flashy. Like if it were like rap music, it did a lot of that. So anyways, I'm off my thing about that. But like it's amazing to me, especially young people from other countries who truly do not understand the history. They've only ever grown up with Black being cool, still, not cool. Like, you don't want to be Black, but you want to act Black or pretend to be Black, but actually being Black is not what it is. But anyways, so let's move on to them. So this man, Jabri, poor Jabri, he's fallen in love with Serbian culture. He's learned the language, which I think is wonderful. It was great to hear him speak it. We start off with him in a red bomber jacket going through a drive-through car wash. And this person forgets that his window is down. And that person who gave him the thumbs up at the car wash saw that that window was down. We saw him see that the window was down. The entire time, I'm like, the window's down. Jabri, close the window. Jabri, roll up your window, Jabri, roll up your window. And Jabri does not recognize that his window is down until he starts to get sprayed with car wash soap. It was the most ridiculous scene of my life. And that man let him go through the car wash with his window down. That was so rude of him. That was so rude of him. I'm sorry. What did you say, Mickey? Because white people are usually blonde, not hating. I don't know what you said initially, but I was watching some segment on Oprah where she interviewed women who white women who dyed their hair blonde, and she asked them like, "Why do you dye your hair blonde? Like your hair is beautiful." And the woman was like, "Because I want to be pretty." And Oprah was like, "But you are pretty." And she's like, "No, being blonde, like that makes me feel pretty." And so that like that's why I say that. It's like a thing in the community. I have a friend who's not blonde and she kills herself to be blonde. She not kills herself, but she goes and gets like Madonna. Our entire life, Madonna has had blonde hair. She's like dark haired, you know. Coco has blonde hair and she's dark haired too. I mean, it's not like dark dark. It's like maybe a darker blonde, but I'm talking about being super light blonde. Bleaching your hair is a whole thing. Anyways, it is his stepfather. It's his stepfather. So anyways, they let him go through and he's like, oh man, calls his friend David to have a conversation. Then David calls him back later. And I mean, Jabri is serving us looks. His little sunglasses that are razor blades. Jabri put money into his outfits for this show. And I respect it. I respect it. We have to respect Jabri's style, even though he split his pants and he was like, how did that happen? And I'm like, because they're tight. They weren't meant for somebody with a booty, and he has a booty. So like, but he's really trying to pave the way for Miona. He wants her to feel comfortable. He's talking to his homeboy David, and David is in Chicago, and basically they all went there for the band broke up at the pandemic, and they all kind of went their own separate ways. But the bandmates are kind of mad at Jabri because they feel like he abandoned them for Miona. David does not trust Miona. He feels like she was rude. She acted like her shit didn't stink. She acted like she was sent from heaven to be there. And Jabri just fell all in. He fell all in love with her, and his friends didn't support it. He left the band. And he says that he has basically Jabri has like done a lot for Miona. He's severed relationships. It looks like he's gonna cause drama between him and his mother over Miona because he really does love her. And whether or not that love is based on the fact that she's Serbian and cute and, you know, visually what he desires in a woman, is neither here nor there. He loves her. And so he's really trying to move heaven and earth in order to please her. He's really sweet when he picks her up from the airport. I thought his red carpet was really sweet. I thought that all the gifts and the American flag, I just thought the whole thing was really sweet. And I would love to get off an airplane and have somebody meet me at the airport like that. Now that was the slowest airport I've ever been in my life. That was the slowest airport I have ever seen. No, I'm sorry. Albuquerque, New Mexico, that was a slow ass airport. But Sioux Falls, South Dakota, that was a slow airport. He had time to put out a whole red carpet. So, it's very problematic when his own best friend doesn't like her. The best friend even thinks that he says specifically, this is what David says, okay? David says, you don't even know this girl. Why do you trust her? She probably saw a black guy specifically. He didn't say an American. He said a black guy. The lead singer or the lead of a very popular band in Eastern Eastern Europe. And she got an opportunity to come to America. How do you know she's not using you for that? And we already know that she likes Jabri, but she also isn't like drop dead in love and willing to do whatever. She does not want to live in South Dakota. She doesn't understand that he doesn't have the money to give her the lifestyle that she wants for right now. I just hope that the fact that Jabri has been open and honest with her about the timeline of like 6 months to a year to save up money to move out of South Dakota and to possibly just get married in South Dakota so that they could save even more money. Like, I would just hope that she would take all of that into consideration and just do right by this person. That's all I would hope. That's all we can ever hope. It's just do right by this person. Just like give them what they want so that you can eventually give what you want. And I just hope she doesn't make his life in South Dakota a hell hole while he's trying to save up for money, because the truth is that she won't be able to do anything. She won't be able to work. I mean, unless she does her little Instagrammy things, but otherwise she's not going to be able to work. And so she has to rely on him to save up the money to get them to where she wants to be. And I hope she does that. J.W. Williams says a lot of girls do that, especially here. They get fillers, implants, tan to get ball players. Then when they get what they want, they revert back to their old original selves. I mean, sounds like a plan to me. That time frame is ridiculous. Jabri has no skills and his only money making opportunity was annihilated unless they are banking on influencer bucks. Oh yeah. I think they really are banking on influencer bucks. I think they are. Maybe the thumbs up meant roll up the window because he sure did. He was like, and then watch that man go in there. Lady Gaga is also dark haired and she goes blonde. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lady Gaga too. It's like a thing. It's like a thing. I feel like it's a thing that they tell them to do. It's like if you want to be popular, you have to go blonde. Britney stays blonde with like terrible ass extensions. Christina Aguilera stayed blonde. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like even like Kelly Clarkson was blonde at some point. I'm trying to think of like lady singers who, I mean, if you're not blonde, you're red. Like Shania Twain is the only one I can truly think of that like didn't have some kind of blonde highlights. Like she remained blonde, Cher remained blonde, I mean remained dark hair, Shania remained dark hair. Like some people do, but I think those superstar like pop stars, like even like J-Lo is blonde. I mean, she's not like fully blonde, but she's like lighter than she is, naturally is. Gwen, the same thing. Oh yeah, you guys are saying all the things I'm saying. Great. We're all on the same page. um Basically Miona is the new Yoko Ono. Oh, you know what? I don't really know much about Yoko Ono, but I think I do remember hearing that somebody said that she broke up the Beatles. Like she got with whoever she got with in the Beatles and like the band broke up and like whatever. From Jasmine and Blake, not Gino and Jasmine. Jasmine. Ariana Grande is not blonde. She's not? I thought she was. I mean, she's not fully blonde, but she has blonde highlights, no? You know who isn't blonde? The Demi girl. Not Demi Moore, but Demi Lovato. She's not blonde. But what I'm saying is the majority of them are. So we can pick up people who aren't, but majority of them are. Anyways, I think that's it, right? That's all we're gonna talk about. Oh, I got some. Nope. 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 Alrighty. I think that is it, you guys. Hi, Janelyn. Welcome. Is Selena Gomez popular? I don't really know. Is she popular? I'm talking about like superstars. um, I have had colored from white to black and everything in between and back. Now I'm gray. I just let it go there. Shakira, oh yeah, she's blonde too. That wasn't Bilal's mother's house. That's his actual house. Oh, it looked like his, but you know, it could be another set of track homes, just fancier. All right, you guys. That is the end of this. Miona seems like, I mean, we didn't get much from her, did we? I don't remember. I remember her hugging him but we didn't get to any like car. They didn't get to the car after they got to the airport, after she landed. It was just like a hug and a red carpet and a walk on the carpet. And a lot of her pretending that she is happy to be in the US. She just doesn't want to be in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Okay. Oh, this is a good question. Ram, did you notice any difference in how you were treated with the different hair? Ooh, Ram says definitely. Were you treated better as a blonde? I love a redhead. So even if it's real or no, I'm always interested in redheads. I love a good dark hair too if it's styled well. Like I love the one with the bangs from Yvette's Friends. I love that too. I like anybody. I think as long as you put yourself together and you're like at the, as long as you like are doing cute with whatever you have, I'm here for it. I don't care what your hair color is. I don't care how long your hair is. I don't care. I don't care if you do Mary J. Blige extensions. I don't care wear wigs all the time. I just don't care. I don't care. As long as you feel comfortable in yourself. Now, if it's a raggedy wig, then we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? If it's raggedy extensions, then we got to talk about it. Or if like I just need you to choose a hair color. If you're coming out of here looking like Ella on the tell-all, then I'm gonna have something to say about it. But otherwise, like, someone said they emailed you. Did they? Jesus, did I not see it? Oh, what time? Lala did. Lala emailed. Oh my God. Lala, I'll let you in. You want to come in? Lala, no, you want to come in? I didn't see it. Oh man. At 11:32. Guess I must have stopped looking after a certain time. If you want to come in, Lala. Okay, hold on. Let me send it to you. See if it'll just take it from here. It's making me sign in again. I didn't think of this through. Yes, it's me. Let me in. Let me in. Not now. I have Straight Up and Down by what's his name in my head? What's the name? What's the man name? Bruno Mars. All right. Okay, Lala, coming your way. Check your email. I went on a date once with a divorced guy who had been married to a Serbian woman. He claimed to be divorced, but somehow he was still supporting her or had joint checking account. That was it for me. Maybe he brought her here and he still had to pay for her. Why you didn't see how white she was when she came to the US. You didn't see. I did. I mean, that's why I know she was catfishing. Okay, Lala's here. Lala, you don't have a video. Is that okay? Are you good with that? Alrighty. I'm gonna add Lala. Everybody, welcome Lala to the room. Hey. Oh, we can't hear you, Lala. Oh, are you adding video? Did I have? I don't. Your mic is on. Oh, private chat. Here we go. Does the sound? What? I can't hear you. Does the sound work? No, sound is not working. Oh, disconnected? Let me know if you want me to add you back to the stream. Looks like something's happening, but no sound. Oh, she said her sound wasn't work. Oh no, well, the sound doesn't work. All right, we'll try another time. You should be able to see on your side if the sound is working or not. It'll like let you test it. Does anybody else want to join?
Hello, can you hear me
There
now?
you go. There you are.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Awesome. Sorry about that. Okay, so I just have a quick recap. Let's go by the first couple that I first thought of. The Guillermo and Kara. That's her name, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I think that she reminds me a lot of a friend I had that same thing. She has a thing for Spanish men, and she learned Spanish so fucking quickly once she got that Latino D. She became fluent almost overnight. So I'll just say that. And then with what's the one where the dude called out her weight gain? I have a lot to say about this Kobe, sir. First of all, let's start off by the good stuff. I'm really excited for the drama that's going to happen between um, Emily's dad, who is begging for her not to get knocked up. Yet she's already counting down the hours so they can have segs. And that I think that's going to be a huge thing. Hopefully I'm right, because I'm excited to see it go down, because I know Kobe's not gonna, you know, let the dad talk to him all crazy. But Kobe, sir, you are no skinny legend yourself. So who are you to like come off the plane, like see your baby mama who you haven't seen in 2 years, and the first thing you comment is how she's gained weight? I have a problem with that, but okay, that I really had to get that out there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm letting you speak.
Okay, good. And let's see. And then there was one other couple. The one that I said reminded me of Rebecca and Zed. It's Eve and what's the yes, these two, I don't know. I find these like the most boring as of now. Although, like, I did enjoy the little a friend group and all of that. I think I just kind of like cringed so hard when, she was saying like, "Ooh, I'm gonna be shy and not talk about it," and then reveals in like on international TV that he is not a virgin anymore. Like, I'm sure his family's not happy. And then who else was there? Am I missing anybody? Ari and Benny, I am so not excited to see those two. I'm just excited to see the wine glass that Chris definitely thinks it's staged, but I don't know. There's been so much beef between them built up. I mean, if I was the sister, I would have been past throwing the glass at Ari personally. Um, but I don't know. I think you could do a really good Ari impression too if you like notice it more now. If you like observe her a little more now, because she is more stiff than ever. I feel like her face is stuck. Like, you can't see me, but you can probably like, when your face is frozen.
Or is it because
Um,
of the Botox she's had done or the fillers?
yeah, but it's all like, I don't know. She's just frozen. But I asked Chris to give me a breakdown of what she thinks, like what the filler or whatever that Ari has had done, because I thought for sure something on the nose, a nose job, but I mean, I'm no expert, so I'm not going to be commenting. But that was all. This was so fun. Thank you all. Thank
Thank
you,
you for
Chad. This
joining.
was so much fun. I had
Thank
to
you
get
for
it all
joining.
out there because I have uh there are friends that I've forced them to watch 90 Day with me, and after the last few seasons they're like, "Girl, I can't do it no more." And I'm like, "No, but those were some whack ass seasons. You don't understand." So, yeah, thank you so much.
No
And
problem.
yeah, and thank you for
Everyone's
these
saying thank you,
slides.
Lila,
I love
for your
them.
yeah, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, if any of you guys want to come back in, please let me know next week and we can kind of schedule something so I can dip people in. So just let me know if there's like a specific couple you want to talk about or whatnot. I can always have people in the stage ready to come on to comment. And I think it would be so fun and interacting. They
Oh,
want to know what you
oh,
think
oh, oh,
about
oh, 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 one last thing, sorry.
yeah, they
With
want to
Jabri Balal, this guy,
yeah.
his joke, it wouldn't have lasted 30 seconds with me because I would have needed a whole house tour before I like make the decision to hop on a plane. I need to see where I'm going to be laying my head down at night. And I'm from Argentina. Like, I didn't grow up in this, like I did had to do the same thing that I what's her name, Shaina
Yeah, try that.
um Jai. I had to do the same thing, move to a new country, but like my dad prior to had shown me where I was going to be putting my head at night, and I would need the same from a partner. Like, I would need to know, like, if it's livable. I'm not going to be coming into a house with no faucet in the sink. I'm sorry. And then that bedroom in the closet killed me. I have never seen it. I thought, like, when he opened those doors, there was going to be like the laundry room or, like a washing machine or something. No, a whole ass bedroom. No. And then I said it in the chat, whoever staged that house for that little joke of his gets an F from me. Like, it was just so poorly done. The stupid little like 4x4 photos of them on like the bed stands. No. And then the last couple that I forgot to mention, Jabri and Miss
Miona.
Cornrows. I she I you said everything about her, but him, he's goofy, and like you said, I think he knew what he wanted. He was like, I need to get on this fucking show to promote my little band. I already had to, without my consent, listen to a song of his today that I was shoved down my throat on Instagram. It's called Rat Race. And even though it sounds stupid and the music video made me dizzy, I have to unfortunately admit it was stuck in my head like 5 minutes later. I don't recommend anybody listen to it though. Also, another thing I had an issue with was I love the pink flamingo, not the pink flamingo pants situation type deal. That was amazing. But sir, those were a tight fit. Why did you think you could do a full squat and grab, I don't know, 20 pounds of stuff? Like, come on, use your brain, bro. But I can't wait to see his mom get on whatever this girl's name. is I can't wait to see, especially after last episode when she was like, huh, you thought she's gonna call me stupid? Okay, yeah, you thought. Bet. And I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I think that Jabri is going to be putting the pressure on his family to do everything they can to make Miona feel comfortable so that she doesn't act up, because he knows that she will act up. And so when the mom is asking questions and he's like, "Really, mom, you're going to ask her those questions on her first day?" And the mom's like, I sense a little attitude in you. Like, what's going on?" My thought is like, Jabri, you're also filming a television show.
Right.
And there are cameras, more than one, and
Mhm,
lights surrounding your mother and your stepfather sitting at this dinner table.
mhm.
So this would be the time to ask those questions.
Right.
And so, like,
The time is now.
yeah,
Yeah.
like like she's coming into their home and they barely know her because Jabri and Miona did not do what they needed to do to ensure that the parents knew Miona more. Because, like I said last episode, these couples could be FaceTiming, these foreigners could be FaceTiming with the families every day.
Mhm.
There's no reason why Kobe's parents-in-law don't know him. Emily's father doesn't know Kobe. There's no reason why um Jabri's mother doesn't know Miona. If Jabri is talking to Miona every day, all he has to do is be like, "Hey mom, here's Miona. Can you
Right.
talk to her for a little bit?" And then Miona and the mother have a rapport. Like, create something, because this person's now coming into your home and you can't just sit back quietly and allow them to do whatever in your home because you don't want them to make them feel uncomfortable. Like, if they're going to live here for a year, there needs to be conversations that is had almost straight up.
Oh, for sure, especially before you step into like you don't even live on your own, bro. Come on, you're bringing a stranger into your parents' home. I know my Latino parents would not be down with that, and they would at least need, I don't know, like days worth of FaceTime conversations and questions answered and like some sort of background before, like, oh, hey, welcome to our home. You're going to be living here and sleeping in my home. Like, no, but I'm excited for that mother. I'm really, really excited to see, because I think she also knows it's showtime. And that's it. I'm excited. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, you guys. So you heard it from Lala. I would love for any of you guys to come in next week and join us and have like a little like group conversation about this show. I'm really interested in your input. So that's it for today. Y'all have a fantastic week. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Lala says, "Thank you. Thank y'all so much. It was so much fun. And thank you for those super chats that I got, or like, what are these things called? Venmos. I do appreciate it. And y'all are great. So I'll see you next week. Okay. Bye."